Good day to you, my precious viewers, or any time that the period is in your area, maybe the morning, maybe the evening. I greet you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, and you know my name as Olusola Adeleke, and I want to start talking to people who are yet to marry, what they should know, what they should look for in some of in the people they want to marry, especially those things that they must consciously take note of so that they will not mismarry. So I thank you, and I want you to share with others as you subscribe to my channel. May the Lord bless you. Today, in this video I want to start to talk on tips for the year to marry. Tips for the year to marry. Let me say part 1. If you decide to and take the steps to marry, it means you accept to obey the first law of marriage in the scriptures. Therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Jesus Christ confirms this in Matthew 19:5. A lady cannot become a wife except she leaves her parents. Yes. A lady cannot become a wife except she leaves her parents' house without any condition attached to that action. Whereas a young man gains his independence from the control of his parents legally through his marriage with a lady whom he has to live with and become one with. The seriousness that should be attached to marriage success is expected to start to grow up even before one marries, as the young man or woman consciously considers certain human traits found in a man or woman that will make one abhor marriage in the future. Human beings have inner characteristics that the young man or woman should not disregard when they are dating somebody with the hope of developing such relationship into marriage. Recognizing such inner traits will open the eyes of such person with a view to decide whether or not to marry that person whose inner traits have the tendency of killing the marriage success expected in the future. In this submission, I hope to guide your married young man or woman not to close his or her eyes to peculiar inner traits that cannot be dropped, which could lead to future regret in his marriage or her marriage. Before marriage is the most convenient time to save oneself from marrying somebody who one will regret having a relationship with in the future. You should not allow the love wine to get you drunk to the point of disregarding what you can see clearly or even feel that have the power to destroy your future marital joy that you sincerely need. If you want to enjoy your marriage, please run away from people who have one or even more of the following negative inner traits that cannot be changed at all. A stingy man. A stingy man has the money, but it is always difficult for him to spend it, even for his own needs, not to talk about the need of somebody else. He doesn't give. How could somebody who doesn't find it easy to eat when hungry think about giving enough money to buy food items and other needed materials for his wife and children at home? As a lady, how many times has he willingly bought anything for you as gifts, even a recharge card? When you demand from him, how often does he satisfy your need? If your love pushed you to marry such a man, be sure that you will be the provider of most things needed in your home It may even not bother if either you or any of the children is sick to seek medical help. A person who never apologizes when he or she offends the other person. You will see in such a person different attitudes that will annoy you, hurt you, disappoint you, but he or she will never apologize because he or she believes that apology or pardon in such instance will belittle or demean him or her. It is if it is you who is either wrong or right, you have to apologize for peace to reign with the hope that he or she will change in the future. If your senses are intact and you still fall for such a person, you will live to regret as long as your marriage lasts because he or she cannot even change. Those who never say thank you, whatever you strain yourself to do for such a person, he or she will never say thank you. If you demand an appreciation, you hear him or her say, "Why should I say thank you?" when you are doing your duty. Ingratitude is an inner trait that causes irritation, frustration, and sadness. Such people believe that you owe them a lot, and whatever you do is paying back to them. Such person is arrogant, and you just toil for them for no reward. If any hazard befalls you when you are trying to please them, he or she may not even sympathize with you. A person whose sexual urge is too high or too low. Sex is the core of marriage, but when he or she wants it excessively, even before marriage, there will be fire on the mountain because it may be difficult to satisfy such a person, and that inability will disturb the peace of the union later. So also, if the other partner is not excessively keen sexually, he or she will develop hatred for the action. There must be conscious and serious discussion about sex before going into marriage, because the two extremes could lead to serious infighting during marriage. Sex shouldn't be a goddess to be worshipped. However, I want to recommend biblical teachings on sex in marriage, which, if adopted, will cement peace in the union. Kindly study 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verses 1 to 5. It will be well with you in Jesus' name. Men who think women are to be seen but not heard. Any man who argues straight is living in the past. That idea is even not biblical in matters of the home. I thank you for listening to me, and I continue from that place in the next video. Please subscribe to my channel and share with others. The Lord bless you in Jesus' name. Amen.